Is there any red flags, any nuances that stick out and possibly could remind you of another family? Hint, hint.
Tonight, a local family faces charges accused of using children as workers and even locking one in a cage.
The investigation in Columbia County started after a tip at a church led to 9 kids being rescued. A report says the children were not educated properly and didn't even know their full names or their birthdays. Action News Jack's Yona Gavino is live at the sheriff's office in Yona. There are lingering questions now for DCF.
They are, Tanika, and tonight investigators are still piecing together how this alleged abuse went on unnoticed for so long, and this all started with a tip from a church camp about a teenager carrying a taser, and that's when authorities say it blew open a much bigger story.
All right, now she's going to go into the story, but I'm going to give you a little background. They've adopted these kids, right? Adopted these kids. They basically shroud themselves in religion. So they're a deeply rooted religious family up in Florida. And they are able to adopt these kids because of that, because they are religious, right? They keep these kids as workers. I'm going to rewind it for you because I'm going to tell you it's right out the gate.
There are lingering questions now for DCF.
Wait.
Children were not educated properly. Led to 9 kids being rescued. A report says
Black
the children were
kids.
not educated properly and didn't even know their full names or their birthdays. Action News Jack's Yona Gavino is live at the sheriff's office in Yona. There are lingering questions now for DCF.
They are, Tanika, and tonight investigators are still piecing together.
These kids were farmhands. They did not know their names, their date of birth. They weren't educated. Sounds familiar?
How this alleged abuse went on unnoticed for so long, and this all started with a tip
Religion.
from a church camp about a teenager carrying a taser, and that's when authorities say it
Did you see what it took to get this to break open? But let's continue.
blew open a much bigger story. Hidden deep in the woods, a makeshift clubhouse spells out the family name, Griffith. It is the same name now tied to child cruelty charges, including physical.
Just look at their setup. Look at their setup where they have these 9 children. They got the hideout camper, the trailer, mobile home, right? On a little piece of land that the kids work daily. A lot of coincidences.
Charges, including physical and sexual abuse. Deputies say 9 children ages 7 to 16 lived here in isolation. The arrest affidavit says some couldn't read, others didn't even know their birthdays. Jill and Brian Griffith, along with their adult children, Dallin and Liberty Ann, are all facing charges. Investigators say at least one of the younger children was sexually abused by the couple's 21-year-old biological son. Other children described being beaten with a cane and
He looks like he should not be around children. And I'm telling you, I can tell when people shouldn't be around children.
sprayed in the face with vinegar as punishment. But the most disturbing allegation involves a 14-year-old boy who deputies say was locked in a homemade cage, built under a bunk bed with plywood and 2x4s. When we visited the property, the only sign of life was a black cat. There's something unsettling about this place. It is eerily quiet, aside from the occasional sounds of insects and birds. And it is right in the middle of the woods. Although you can see there are signs that children live here.